This is probably my last video in Singapore before I move to Malaysia, and I will definitely miss this park for filming. Yes, the official announcement is out. I'll be moving temporarily to Malaysia, at least for a very long period. And if you folks are familiar with my channel, you wouldn't have known that my top viewed video, most popular video, must have been I'm considering to retire in Malaysia. So like I said, what I say, I will do. What I do, I will say. But am I retiring? Definitely not. It's not a full-scale retirement. I'm starting to scale back, which also means that I don't want to work so hard. So you can consider that semi-retiring. But before I go into the specific details, right, come and join us with over 9,000 members at my Telegram group at Honey Money SG to connect with like-minded individuals that can help you on your financial independence journey. So for this video, there's really no script. I'm just going to record it like I do in a podcast. But let's talk on the first topic about work. What is going to happen to my work? And as many of you have known, I've taken this YouTube full-time content creator route since February this year. I quit my full-time corporate MNC job to do this business full-time. And I've been hustling in this business for like 6 to 7 months now. And it's relatively stable, I would say. But I guess when you're working for yourself versus working for someone, you'll put in additional effort. And in fact, more than 100% because you'll work beyond the normal 8 to 5 hours because it is your own baby, right? It's your own hustle. The more you do, the more you earn. But you see, here's the thing. I've been going on this hustle, churning videos, taking up marketing campaigns, doing content, and then engaging my community, and sometimes working beyond 12 hours a day, 6 to 7 days a week. To me, this is not sustainable in the long run, but it was essential, especially in the first few months of the business. So now that the business is much more stable compared to the initial months, I'm starting to scale back a bit, reducing the churn rate of the videos and maybe outsource some tasks to other people who can help, because I definitely do not want to reach a stage where I overwork and burn out. And now with the additional time, I'm already thinking how to spend my time. And you see, the good thing about being a content creator is that you are not limited by your location. You are not limited by geography or space because you can move to anywhere and continue making content. And that is essentially what I'm looking forward to, remote working or digital nomad. And Malaysia happens to be my preferred place of choice. So I guess for those people who love to work from home or work from anywhere or work remote, then this reason should not be too hard to comprehend, because you will feel that working in Singapore is really quite tough. Like, a change of environment is always good, so I decided to move to Malaysia and work remote. And speaking about work, you must have heard that Moomoo is trying to expand to Malaysia as well. So yeah, maybe this Moomoo Singapore and Malaysia collaboration may come in handy. Maybe I want to expand to Malaysia market. And in fact, if you're not signed up with Moomoo Singapore, they have a good promotion coming up. Do you know you can invest smarter now with Moomoo? Because you can get up to 730 Singapore dollars of welcome rewards as a new sign-up. When you deposit a cumulative amount of at least 3,000 Singapore dollars and perform 3 buy trades, you can get 3 fractional Tesla shares worth 60 US dollars. When you deposit a cumulative amount of 10,000 Singapore dollars and make 10 buy trades, you may receive 10 fractional Tesla shares totaling up to 200 US dollars. In short, you may get 13 fractional Tesla shares totaling 260 US dollars after you deposit $10,000, complete 13 buy trades, and hold your deposits for 90 days. Moomoo Cash Plus is also giving you 5.8% per annum guaranteed returns, and at a max subscription of $80,000 30 days, you can get up to 380 Singapore dollars. And you should be familiar by now that Cash Plus is one of the best places to earn a good return on your idle cash. Total $730 of welcome rewards when you sign up, deposit, and trade with Moomoo. So don't miss this offer. Use my referral link down below or scan this QR code right here to get your Moomoo SG Universal account today. So the second main reason I wanted to move to Malaysia is definitely the lifestyle. And I'm sure many of you can definitely relate with this, because living in Singapore is really tough. Things are really expensive. There's high population density, there's not much space to move around, people are more uptight, and hence you see more weird happenings, especially in the area of Yishun. So yes, a change in the environment is definitely better for the lifestyle. And where is a better place than Malaysia, where people love to chiong to Johor Bahru every weekend just to spend 3.4x. And like I said, if I'm reducing the churn rate of my videos, I will have more time to spare. But with more time to spare, what am I going to do about it? I mean, Singapore has been a place where I literally explored almost every part of it. There isn't like any suburbs to go and do domestic tourism. Like if you stay in Punggol, you want to go Jurong East. So I guess the change of lifestyle will be really good. I want to experience what is living in Malaysia like. Living with different people, different mindsets, different races. And also definitely on a larger space, because you will know that Singapore property prices are insane. Like if you want to buy a property, it's crazily expensive. Just as I explained in my past 2 videos on how much salary you should have to buy a condominium or a HDB. So currently in Singapore, I'm waiting for my HDB flat to be completed next year. And while I'm waiting for that, I'm still living with my parents in a 3-room HDB. So the fact here is, the space is really limited and it's not conducive enough for me to do my business plus live in there. And I definitely will want some bigger space to roam around and maybe expand my mind a little on the creativity side. Now, if I talk about the people of Malaysia, because I guess they are one of the most friendliest and polite people I've ever met. Even if both of you are strangers to each other, they will often greet and smile at you. And when I visit the restaurants, retail, shopping spaces, the staff are mostly local Malaysians, so I could have a small conversation with them to know how life is like. And the people there are really quite genuine, like they really want to make friends with you. Not saying that Singapore is really bad, but if you look at our retail and F&B scene, most of the staff are really foreigners and you can't really strike a conversation with them because they are already so busy and overworked and maybe underpaid. So it's definitely very different from what you see or feel in Malaysia. I also want to talk about driving because driving in Singapore is almost impossible. I covered in a previous video how much salary you need to buy a car. And to me, to be able to afford a car, you need to shelf out at least 2.5k per month. That is on top of your daily lifestyle expenses. So are you willing to shelf out 2.5k? I know I'm not willing to, but in Malaysia, driving is essential and it's part and parcel of your transportation mode. You see, I've gotten my Singapore driving lessons for over 10 years ago and I've never drove since because in Singapore, you don't really need a car, but in Malaysia, it is essential. And now that I've never driven for over 10 years, I need some time to get back my driving skills. So I guess it's about time to get back my driving skills, especially in Malaysia where you really need to drive from point A to B everywhere. Now let's talk about the food. And I'm going to trigger a war here between Singaporeans and Malaysians because both sides are going to argue which food is better. I think food is very a subjective topic. Like I have discussed this point with Kelvin Learn Investing in a previous interview. And I fully agree with his point because he mentioned that the hawker stores in Malaysia generally have better quality in terms of the food, the portion and the price. But if you want to talk about F&B dining in restaurants, I think Singapore will have a better quality because all the good chefs will fly over to Singapore to work because of the better pay, better living conditions and better benefits as well. Better recognition even for them to step up and go to the next level. And so far, based on my experience, it's really true. Like if you want to go to the high-end restaurants, Singapore is really top-notch. But if you want to dine at really cheap places like coffee shops or hawker stores, then I think Malaysia will have a better pick out there. But again, this is just my very own subjective view. Don't fight in the comment section. So I want to wrap up this video is that it is a real privilege to be able to work remote because not many people can do it even if they want to. The companies do not allow them to. And it's 100% not possible without you folks watching and supporting my content creation journey for the past 2 to 3 years. So thank you to everyone from the bottom of my heart. Remember, this is just a temporary move. I will still come back occasionally to settle some things here and there. But if you really want to watch my most popular video on why I'm considering to retire in Malaysia, then I can point you to that video right here.